Tommie's got that word that I can't say. You already know. Instant karma. That's what you get. Can't say it right now because I'm too quick. I'm too soon into the video. But that's what you get. Instant karma. Instant karma. Nunu, big Nunu. Nunu was the best. Nunu's, she right up there behind Paula for me. Like, she right up there behind Paula for me. Nunu was that girl this episode. Everybody else pissed me off. Paula, I love Paula too. I put Paula right up there with her. It was Nunu and Paula for me. Everybody else on this episode pissed me off. Pissed me off. And those of y'all that say I'm biased, you're going to hear me call Jayla out because Jayla pissed me off at the end of the episode. Because, look, I'm all about the truth. When it comes to the truth, I'm going to call it out. This ain't the first time I've called Jayla out for doing things stupid, which she did. But we're going to get into it. This episode was a lot better than what we've recently seen. There was a lot of action going on. Tommie's bringing the show. She's bringing the show, and I'm glad she's doing what she's doing next week. I don't care. I don't care, sue me. But if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Do it right now. Turn it on. We're on the road to 10K. Turn the post notifications on. Please thumbs up the video. Get in the comments down below. I'm trying to get this done so I can watch the All-Star game. But yeah, I'll see y'all in a minute. Let's go. All right, so we get back to the jet where Natalie's pretty much asking Rollie if she's going to get rid of Slim or whatever. And Rollie's saying she need to get home. I'm sick of her. She needs to go home. I'm tired of her getting camera time because she's not going to take the job, so she needs to go. Stupid shit. Rollie being a hater. Natalie ends up saying that she's got a special guest coming in St. Louis, which we all know. We've been waiting 17 episodes for her. Tommie Jefferson Lee is coming to turn the show up because it's been a snooze fest. But we get to St. Louis. The PJ crew, they get to the house first. It's funny how everybody on that PJ besides Tinkerbella and Lex are not even there or not living there in the house. So for them to be the first ones to get there is crazy to me. But they love the house. It's cabin style. Lex, she's talking about how it felt good to not have to fight over a room, which you chose to do that. You didn't have to fight over that room that you fought Ivory over because, as Ivory said, y'all slept there the night before. You was in a completely different room. You decided to fight. But Tinkerbella and Lex, they get first pick on the rooms. The others are pretty much staying at the hotel, as we just said, essentially, because they don't even live there. So they're not worried about the rooms. But the bus crew, they arrive. They go looking for the rooms as well. Biggie got her dirty ass because Lex is sitting down there eating a box of pizza. And she comes right on in there after being outside, being on that dirty bus. Goes right on in there and sticks her hand in Lex's pizza box and grabs a slice of pizza. Couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me. You had to go wash your hands before you stick your hand in my food. But Tinkerbella, she's talking about going to her room to eat some cornstarch. I'm like, these people are weird. I'm like, it's very on brand. But the next day, we get Natalie and Rollie. They spent a little bit too much time on this. Granted, I like them doing other things, but going to a radio station, like, this did not need to be as long as it did. Natalie, Rollie, and Jayla, they left the hotel to go to the radio station. They're on the Sprinter pretty much talking about the last time they were doing a radio interview was during Baddies South, which was Rollie, Natalie, and Krishan. And they talking about how it was 2 years ago, which I'm like, damn, it's really only been 2 years ago. It feels like it was 15 years ago since we can't get a break from Baddies. But Natalie, she's telling them not to cuss on the radio, and Rollie's sitting there talking about something. We cuss each other out all the time. Like, how we going to do that? It's called being professional. You want to talk about Slim being professional with your being your assistant. You don't know how to be professional when it's time to be professional. You know not to cuss. Like, if you had a real job where you talking to people on a recorded line, you know you damn well is not going to sit there and start cussing at them. Like, and even if you do, you just stupid and you lack professionalism. Rollie, I can't stand this woman. But like I said, it's a filler scene, essentially. Excuse me. One of the moments that I did want to mention from the radio host interview, she ends up asking him who their favorite newbies are, and Rollie says Ivory, which we all know why, because she don't want to get her ass beat. She's sitting there swallowing. And Natalie says Lex. Jayla essentially didn't even get to say anything because they were pretty much talking about how her and Summer got into it, how her and Lex got into it. But they leave the radio station. In the car, Natalie, she's FaceTiming Tommie. We didn't get to see Tommie, but we hear her talking, which I'm excited. Anytime Tommie is on my TV, I'm excited. I love Tommie. Unapologetically love her. She's unhinged. She does a lot of things that some people probably wouldn't do and shouldn't do. But I love Tommie because Tommie gonna stand in it. Tommie is real. Tommie's not fake. She's not for this TV shit. Tommie will do what Tommie wants to do. And I'm always respect her for it. And not only that, when she gets on the shows, even if she does look a fool in the moment, Tommie has redeemable qualities because Tommie is genuine. We don't have to worry about her being fake or being bought out by production telling her to do this and do that. She's not going to do what she don't want to do. And I will always respect her for that. And she always look good. Tommie is fine. And not only that, she knows how to dress. That's a baddie. She knows how to dress. And she about her business. But Natalie, she's talking about, that's my bestie, Tommie. She's in St. Louis. And Natalie's talking about how she's trying to get Tommie out to the booking and whatnot. And Tommie's pretty much saying, like, I'll slide through, but I'm not riding on no bus. Bullshit. But Natalie ends up talking about how she just wants her to come to the house, have some drinks with the girls, turn up a little bit before they go to the club, and says, you can ride in the Sprinter with me. So Natalie ends up saying to her, you better not bring that Baddies chain that you brought to the Baddies West reunion. If you didn't watch, it was a pocket, you know what. And I started laughing because I'm like, she didn't bring that, but she brought something better. But Dolly, Lex, and Summer, they're outside this trio clicking down. But Dolly ends up saying that the one thing that's been bothering her is that Paula and Jasmine had texted Emma saying that they was talking about her on the bus. If y'all was talking about her on the bus and she wasn't there, it's called being fake. Paula and Jasmine, if they were cool with Emma, which it seems like they were, if she asked them about who was talking about me on the bus, if they was cool with her and didn't say it, they would be fake. So they're just being real. Y'all, like, people that don't like Jasmine and Paula, I just don't understand. But a lot of people like Paula, but y'all don't like Jasmine, which is weird to me because she is a baddie, but okay. But Dolly, she ends up saying that she's not even here, talking about Emma, she's not even here anymore, so why y'all keeping in contact with her? Maybe they're cool with her. Maybe they're not just fake. Maybe they actually got cool with her and might actually want to get to know her outside of the show. That's why they don't have TV. They're not about this TV shit. Like, that's just what it is. They both are real. And that's one thing I will say about Paula and Jasmine. They are real people. They're not on the show being something that they're not. They're real. But Lex, she ends up saying to Emma, because she's cool with Emma too, said that she pretty much asked Paula if anybody was talking about her when she left. And Paula pretty much just repeated what they had said. And Dolly said, I'm not tripping at her telling, but what was it for? Like I said, because she's not fake. That's what it is. If she asks, she gonna tell her. But Dolly ends up saying, like, Paula is essentially on Baddie Patrol. But as they're out here talking about her, Paula and Slim come walking out. And Paula's like, hey. And they sit there saying, hey, speaking about you. Dolly said, speaking about you. Paula said, what's tea? Like, what's going on? And Dolly says that I feel some type of way about what you said about what you said to Emma about what I had said. And Paula said, so you felt some type of way about that? Dolly said, yeah. Paula said, why? Like, you said it. Exactly. Like, why you feel some type of way about that? And Paula then says, too, I don't feel no type of way about something that I said. Exactly. Like, stand on what you said. Like, I fully agree with Paula. Because if I said something, I have no problem saying it again. If I said it behind your back, I have no problem saying it to your face. Stand on it, Dolly. Stand on it. But Dolly ends up saying, like, you on Baddie Patrol. Paula said, that's who I fuck with. Like it is what it is. And then it says, like, she asked me a question and I just told her, like, I fuck with her. So she asked me a question and I kept it real with her. That's pretty much what she's saying. But Dolly and Summer sitting there saying, but you said you didn't fuck with, like, y'all didn't fuck with each other like that. Paula said, I never said that I didn't fuck with her like that. I fuck with her and Jasmine. We're not, I don't have friends in here. We're not friends because I ain't been here long enough to be friends with any of these bitches. I said, Paula, this is why you my number one. Like, I hated that I did not like her at the beginning of the season because she's real. I've said this since I've been recapping the show. The girls that get on here calling each other friends and sisters and cousins, y'all don't know each other enough to be, like, people, and that's not even just on this show. It's like the other shows, like The Challenge and stuff that I watch. So quick to call each other friends. Like, y'all do that. Like, me, I don't call everybody my friend. And I have a tight group of friends. Like, I got like maybe 3 or 4 tight little groups of friends of people that I actually call my friends. I got people that I'm cool with and talk to every now and then. But they're not my friends. They're my acquaintances. Like, I'm cool and cordial with you. But, like, if I don't hang out with you outside of the show, if I don't hang out with you on my own, if I'm not taking the initiative to go hang out with you, I'm not calling you my friend. If I don't talk to you outside of the day, and I'm saying, like, if I don't initiate conversation with you, you're not my friend. I only do that with my friends. So I feel her on there. I'm like, that's just real. But Dolly ends up getting up and saying, well, get up and take this one for her then. So Paula gets up and they get to swinging. It's just ironic to me how she's so quick to get up and fight Paula, but will not fight Tasiki again. because you fought her blinded essentially. So you should have wanted to get your lick back. You so quick to get your lick back with Paula, but you don't want to get that lick back with Tasiki. People gonna say, oh, because Tasiki's hand is broken or whatever. Who cares? Me? If I want to fight you, I'm gonna fight you good health or bad health. It doesn't matter. If I really want to fight you, I'm gonna fight you. And then not only that, with Tasiki, you need to fight her when she's weaker. Like, you need to, and hope that you can get an advantage. But most importantly, you still haven't fought Tinkerbella, the one who threw the liquor in your eye before Tasiki started bombing on you. And you still haven't fought her back yet because you claimed that your hand was hurting and you needed your hand to heal. But you so quick to jump up and fight Paula when your quote-unquote hand is not healed. It's just crazy to me. Like, Dolly, like I said, Dolly out of the trio is the one I like the most. But she looking like a clown. Like, she's giving clown. Like, she's a beautiful girl, too, and it's crazy. She's a very, very pretty girl, and she's got likable qualities to her. She just ain't showing them. But they get to fight, and Paula was swinging down. Dolly was also swinging, too. We just didn't get to see her angle, per se. We got to see Paula's. But they both essentially swinging at the same time. To me, it looked like a tie in this first round. Security ends up breaking it up. Dolly is grabbing Paula's hair. And Paula ends up saying that Dolly's trying to stand up and fight. Like, bitch, like, I'm not going to get up and want to fight you. I'm like, y'all already know. She TTG. Trained to go. But I don't want to hear, like I said, I don't want to hear shit about Dolly's hand. Like, I don't want to hear nobody talking about, oh, well, her hand this, her hand that. She has no problem fighting Paula. She should have no problem fighting Tasiki and Tink. But she goes in the house with Lex to go fix her hair. Had to mention that because it's funny in a minute. But Summer, annoying, weird ass, like, I ain't said it on a video, but I said it on my community page and on the live. I don't think I said it on the live because it happened after. What she's been doing online with her son, calling her son daddy, is that part, but it's really the part of her talking about him being fine and whatever. And when she popped him out, she said, damn, daddy. That is weird. Weird. And people that defend her, y'all are fucking weird. That is weird. Like, weird. She's I can't believe I was calling her my favorite. Like, disgusting. But and I'm going to get on her later on too. But Slim, she ends up saying, because she was addressing Slim, and Slim says, like, I don't like the fact that you spoke on my dead dad, and we just going to have to run it. So they get up. I was praying that Slim was going to really do her in. She might have got 1 or 2 hits in. Summer, I didn't want to say that she really got a lot of hits in, but she definitely had the upper hand in terms of controlling Slim. But Dolly and Lex come in as security's coming in to break it up. But Summer then repeats, fuck that nigga, pick his body up. Y'all defend this bitch. Like, shit, karma is real, and it's going to get to her. It's really going to get to her. Speaking on the dead like that, I hope, and Ivory, I know Ivory going to stomp her out at that reunion because she's been talking about her too, and I can't wait. I can't wait for Ivory to do her in because I think out of everybody so far that I can remember, I know Ivory's the one that will go out there and tear her up. But Summer sitting there talking about, you not staying here, look at you and look at me. You don't look no better than her. Like, let's be for real. But Dolly's sitting there talking about her hand's not well, but I'm going to still get out there. I said, but you didn't do it with the other two, but okay. But Summer, she's sitting there now talking about her hand hurting now. I said, because you don't know how to fight. You don't know how to throw a punch. Everybody that has these hurt hands, granted Tasiki's hand is jacked up, your fingers and stuff should not be hurting, broken, sprained if you know how to. You don't punch like this. You fist closed. Bring it. You can bring this one down here, but you really can bring it over here or bring it right here. This is what you need to hit with. Why is your hand? I don't get y'all. I don't get it. But Slim and Summer, they're going back and forth verbally and everything. And Summer ends up telling Slim that her hand is wrapped for a reason because she can't fuck with her. But I'm like, you was just sitting there talking about your hand this hand is done for. Like, shut up. But Slim ends up getting her hand wrapped up. Paula comes back outside to run it again with Dolly. And she was getting her. Dolly was going this way. Paula was controlling her. Security breaks that up. Dolly went back in the house because her hair that she just fixed is now off. I was like, you just went back in the house to get it pulled back off. Crazy. But Dolly ends up saying that Paula hit her in her nose. And then she says, oh, it was already fractured from the audition. I'm like, all these excuses. If you so damn injured, go home, Dolly, and stop fighting. That's what it is. Every fight that you've had, essentially, you have, apart from, I can't even say apart from Tasiki because you started it with Anna. Like, you was one pressing the issue. Granted, we know it was produced, but you still pressed it, which started it. Like, every fight that she's been in on this show, she's initiated. Like, you can't complain about being injured when you're the one starting the fights. But Paula, she ends up explaining why she did what she did and why she said what she said. And Paula essentially said, like, anything I say about a bitch, I'll stand on it. That's just what it is. And Paula said, essentially, I'm done fighting Dolly because she can't whoop me. Exactly. But Summer and Slim, they start fighting again, windmilling. Slim does not phase. She's not phased. Like, every time she gets her ass beat or not, she's not phased by the fight, which I can respect that. But Summer sitting there talking about she beat Slim's ass. You didn't, but okay. But Lex, she's outside in the front in the next scene. Dolly's coming outside, hand wrapped again. She's going to the hospital because her nose is fucked up. I said Paula did that. But Dolly ends up saying essentially she's in her feelings about it because she's over being fragile. Like I said, sit your ass down if that's the truth. Like, stop fiending for a moment. But we get a scene of Anna and Biggie. They're walking back to the house from a trail, it seems like, whether they either was out there doing it for real or it was a, okay, scene, go, walk. That's what it was given. But they start talking about her and Nunu once they get up to the stairs in front of the house. And Biggie ends up saying that she's not worried about Nunu because they already fought. You are. You're very much worried about her. But Biggie ends up saying that her issue is that Nunu tried to set her up at the reunion. I said, you got popped by J.O. at the reunion because you did that punk ass shit sneaking Nunu when she was fighting Diamond. So that's an eye for an eye. J.O. wasn't there to do what you did to you or what you did to Nunu to you. So she did it to you at that reunion. The only difference is you knew better than to swing back on J.O. because J.O. would have put you down. She almost put you down with that one hit. So Anna ends up coming out. Anna says that Nunu felt set up at the Smash place too, which essentially it wasn't a setup, but it could have essentially been one. But Biggie was sitting there denying it. Nunu comes out looking good with her blonde wig. She ends up saying like, these are the bitches that I wanted to see. And Anna ends up filling her in on what they was just talking about. And Anna ends up saying essentially she feels like Nunu still wants to get her issue off with Biggie. And Biggie says, whatever that is, you know what the issue is. And Nunu says like, so you don't know what the issue is. Pretty much saying like, you trying to play stupid. And Biggie says, it's not that I don't know what the issue is. I'm like, then why did you just say what you did? But she says that you acted like you ain't know what the issue is. And we fought 3 times at the place. And if you still have an issue, we can't be continuing to fight like this all the time because we got a couple more seasons. I said, shut up. Because you copping pleas. Y'all want to talk about copping pleas? That was her copping a plea. She didn't want to fight Nunu no more. She did not want to fight her no more. She did not. Why? Because Nunu was handling them at that damn place. But the only way they can win with Nunu, or they still can't even win when they jumping her. But the only way they feel like they have an advantage is when it's 2-on-1. A 1-on-1 with Nunu, they can't get her. They can't. And it was proven later on, but we're about to get to it. But Nunu ends up saying, like, I'm not acting like anything. It's no accountability coming from you, and that's the issue. Nunu ends up saying, too, J.O. did what she did. Biggie says, well, you knew she was going to do that. Nunu said, I didn't know that because I wasn't even out there when it happened. They showed the flashback back again, which I enjoyed. J.O. gave Biggie that 1-2 and took her ass back. J.O. need to come to the reunion. They need to bring her to the reunion. Bring her to the reunion. She's been a part of the storylines. She's been shown now and been talked about. Bring J.O. to the reunion so her and Nunu can do Biggie and Anna like they did try to do Nunu. Like, it's only right. But they saw that flashback, and like Nunu said, she was not out there on that stage when J.O. popped her. So, facts. But Nunu ends up saying that you sat there and said that people snuck you and said that Jayla mentally snuck you, which is the wackest, most bitch-ass shit I've ever heard in my life, mentally snuck. Just say you scared to fight. But Nunu says, you said all that, but then turned around and did the same shit to me. I said exactly why I stand on Biggie's neck. Y'all be like the ones that be like, you just don't like Biggie. Yes, I don't like her. And this is why. She likes to play that victim complex shit. She does stuff and then wants to play victim, knowing that y'all, and it's to those of y'all that it matters, and it's to y'all bite on that victim shit and then literally feed into what she wants you to do, which is to play like she's a victim while she continues to do what she does. The only difference is I see through that shit. I saw through that shit the first day she was brought on the show. Like, if you don't remember, go watch my Baddies West episode 1 with Legend. I literally said it in there. I was like, I don't like her. I felt bad for her on East, but when she came back on Caribbean acting the way she did, I knew it. I was like, yeah, my first intuition was right, and my first intuition typically is never wrong. But essentially, she's just scary. Like, she's shady as fuck, and she do scary shit. But Nunu ends up saying, like, I'm not over the sneaking. Biggie says, so what you want to do? Anna says, y'all might as well just do it right here, right now, and I won't jump in. I said, you better not. You better not. she didn't, even though she wanted to. And the reason why she wanted to is because Nunu, she dropped that blanket. She started squaring up, posting up. And I was glad she was facing the angle that she was, because if it was me, Biggie would have went off that balcony. Because Biggie was facing the back of the balcony where Nunu was pretty much by the stairs. So Nunu starts, and Nunu threw a feint. I was so proud of that technique. That was small strategy. That was smart strategy. She threw a feint to see if Biggie would start flinching, and guess what? She started flinching. And that's when Nunu popped on her, got on her real quick. Biggie starts throwing her arms. And this is not Biggie did her big one. No, she didn't. Biggie just be throwing them arms and throwing that body, hoping that it hits somebody. So she ended up hitting Nunu. It wasn't by intention. It wasn't. Biggie cannot fight. But she ended up getting tagged up because she threw that. But Nunu fights with her head up. That head was up and she was banging it. So Nunu was doing it, and security comes over there and tries to break it up. Anna comes running in too, talking about somebody took everything in me not to hit her in the back of the head. Yeah, because you saw that Nunu was getting her. That's why y'all don't want to fight her one-on-one, because she gonna get y'all every time. But they did that. Security was pouncing. Biggie sitting there talking about all Nunu wanted to do was pull her hair. I said, just say that you mad because she was socking you in your shit. Whether she pulls your hair or not, she still was punching you in your head. Like, you just couldn't get nothing on her. But they square up again, and Biggie starts swimming. Head down swimming. She's swinging, but the head is down. And like I tell y'all, if y'all don't watch my series that I started doing, I say it every time. If your head is down, you're always at a disadvantage. Especially if your opponent's head is up. And Nunu's head was up. Biggie was swinging. She was swinging, but that head was down and she was swimming. Nunu's head was up and she was bop, bop. I told y'all, you can always win that way. You can always win that way. Nunu tore her up every time. Nunu will never get beat by these two because they both suck. They both can't fight and they both scary. You cannot fight when you're scared. Like, you have to fight like you actually want to fight. But, where am I at? Biggie ends up saying that she was so mad because she said, I'm so mad because I worked so hard on my hair. No, you just mad because you can't get her. And she keeps getting you. But Nunu ends up doing an impression because Biggie ends up talking to Nunu saying, like, you got to pay my stylist to get my hair and put my wig back on. Shut up. You don't want to talk about you got all this money. Why don't you go do it? It shouldn't be nothing to you. But Nunu, her impression that she did of Biggie in that confessional had me hollering. But they going back and forth. And the thing is with Nunu and Paula have the most natural confessionals. The easiest ones to watch. The easiest ones to watch. Even if they're giving all that energy and stuff, you can tell it's natural. It's not forced. It's not like, oh, let me just do this. They have that natural energy. They're my favorites right now. And like I said, if y'all didn't watch my series, I'm going to do a report card for where we currently are for the ones that are currently on the show right now, for how I'm feeling about them this season right now. I'm going to do that later on this week, but be on the lookout for that. But Tinkerbella, she ends up coming out because they're going back and forth verbally, and Nunu and her are essentially trolling Biggie and Anna because Anna's now talking shit back now, claiming she was talking to Tinkerbella. But Nunu ends up saying in her confessionals, if you didn't do what you wanted to do in them first 3 rounds that we ran, you're never gonna do it. And says that's why I'm not about to keep arguing with you, and that's why she goes back inside. I said, Nunu, real. Because it's true. Like, essentially, if you keep wanting to fight me because you didn't do your big one, if you can't do it in 2 or 3 rounds, you're not ever going to do it. And she did not lie. But Tasiki, she ends up arriving while Biggie is over there crashing out with Anna. And Biggie's sitting there crying, talking about my hair is gone. But she just had the hair on her head. I'm like, where's it at? But her and Anna are pretty much retelling the story to Tasiki, which I'm thinking they're low-key trying to get Tasiki hyped up, hoping that she will fight for him. Not going to happen. Which is why I love Tasiki for not doing that. Let them bitches fight their own battles. But they start calling Nunu back out, and Nunu and Tinkerbella come out. As they're coming out, Summer and Lex are coming out with them as well. And they still going back and forth and stuff. Anna saying that Biggie's mad because Nunu pulled her wig off. And Nunu says, we're fighting. That's what the fuck happens. You're going to get hit. You're going to get a wig that's going to fly off. That's what happens when you want to fight. Like, hello? Like, just say y'all are mad that y'all can't beat her one-on-one. But Nunu ends up coming down the stairs because they just going back and forth. And it was funny because Jaden comes out as well. So essentially it's Tinkerbella, Jaden, Nunu, Biggie, Lex versus Biggie and Anna. And they just going back and forth. And it was just so funny because Biggie was the one that was upset. And they ended up carrying Nunu back in the house. But, next scene, Jasmine, Slim, Paula, and Lex. They're outside playing volleyball to get to know Slim. And they're asking Slim about her relationship where it is right now with Rollie. She's pretty much saying, like, I'm not her assistant anymore. There's nothing to assist. She killed me in this confessional. She said it is because what I tell y'all, I said whenever they gave her that assistant role, the only thing she should be able to assist her with is unknocking them knees. Slim says there's nothing to assist her with besides knocking them unknocked. She said knocking them knocked ass knees. And I can't help you with that. Like, when she said that, it cracked me up. But Slim, she pretty much is owning up to her speaking on Rollie's son, but also Rollie spoke on my dad. She just didn't take accountability for it. Both of them are wrong for doing that, but the difference is Slim takes accountability for it. Rollie doesn't. Rollie thinks she's perfect, which is crazy. But she ends up saying that the apology needs to be as loud as the disrespect was. But they start talking about her resigning from this position or whatnot. And Slim ends up saying, I brought that bitch a bag of chips and sweet tea. Like, I'm not doing shit. There's nothing to resign from. But Slim, she ends up saying that, like, I'm going to be swag surfing before I get up out of here. Knock Knees and Scotty, they come walking up. Scotty, punk ass. But they start coming over. And Rollie's saying that she's going to remove Slim eviction style, which I'm like, you just been dying to do this to somebody. Because something just tells me that this has happened to Rollie many a times. She just wanted to be on the other end. But Rollie, she comes waddling out with her notebook paper that she probably wrote down, all the shit that she wrote to Slim, telling her essentially she got 24 hours to pack. Slim reads it and says, oh, you really want me to leave? Slim, stop asking her questions. Beat her up. Like, I'd have went through Rollie. The minute she gave me that paper, I'd have went through her. And then I would have went home. But Rollie ends up telling Scotty to tell Slim what she said. And Scotty's sitting there dick riding, trying to play like Slim is so wrong. No, Slim just retaliated from all the disrespect she's taken from Rollie. Like, it is what it is. But you ain't have none of that energy for Rollie. Like, these people, they blow me when it comes to, like, pointing a finger at one person but not doing it to the other one, who was literally starting everything. Y'all want to point at Slim when she's only retaliating from the things that Rollie did to her. But Rollie's saying that Natalie was going to let you come back. I was going to let you come. No, you wasn't. But she then ends up asking Scotty again, like, what was she saying? Scotty over there being the lapdog that she is, literally regurgitating everything she just said. But Rollie says, like, I'm done with you, and decides to start posting up with her can't fight ass. She starts slinging Slim around, as she would and should, because she's big as fuck. But again, Lex fans, I'm going to say it every time, because y'all swear up and down, y'all girl is just holier than thou. She does nothing wrong. But she came on the show wanting to press Jayla about fighting people that are not her size. Yet she's in her confessionals. Rollie just mops Slim. Slim is not even half Rollie's size. Not even half. But here you are in this confessional chanting and cheering. Which I love that a lot of people online are now seeing what I said episodes ago that I got called and deemed a hater for. Y'all are seeing that this girl is she a hypocrite. Like, she says she's against this, but she's sitting here cheering it on. She picks and chooses. She talk about Jayla picking and choosing when she wants to fight, just like you picking and choosing when you want to fight, because you should have fought Natalie whenever she changed them name tags. You were so quick to want to fight Anna, but you didn't do that. You didn't want to fight. You didn't want to fight Natalie when you found out that she's the one that switched the name tags. The reason why you were mad in the first place. And then not only that, you're sitting here cheering on a woman who is quadruple the size of the girl she's fighting. Like, and then you're obsessed with Jayla. Like, let's just keep it real. But Natalie, she ends up coming out from the balcony saying that if Rollie gave you an eviction notice, you got to go. Rollie's sitting there trying to force Slim out. And Lex is still sitting there talking shit, saying Slim got her ass whooped, coming in and going out. Slim ends up upstairs with Natalie. And this right here pissed me off. Natalie's sitting there asking, well, what just happened? You know what happened, Natalie. But Slim pretty much says, like, I was just having fun with the girls, and here she come out here giving me an eviction notice. Rollie's sitting down there being a bully, throwing water up at her, talking shit. Slim's looking down from the balcony, talking shit to Rollie. Rollie ends up upstairs. I don't know how the fuck this happened, because y'all know she ain't getting up there that fast. Like, let's keep it real. She got to get up some stairs, and she can barely walk on a flat surface. But she ends up there and just pops Slim in her face, where Slim, I don't... Self-awareness. Me, I'm always looking around. I always know when somebody around me. I don't know how you didn't feel. Like, y'all know how y'all feel when somebody's on you. I feel when somebody's watching me, let alone somebody on me. So I'd have known she was coming, and I'd have been ready to hit her with that jab. But she ended up knocking her and then slung her down on the ground. I'm talking about, y'all want to talk about bullying? That's some bullying. That is some fucking bullying. Like, y'all want to talk about, I can't stand that bitch. I can't stand her. But she's doing that. They going back and forth at this point. And then Summer's tackhead ass comes over here and sneaks and then punches Slim too. I can't stand these people, man. I cannot stand it. It could never be me. It could never be me. They would have to take me out of there in handcuffs. If somebody ever was to do me like that, I'm telling you, I would be in jail. Which is why right here in this moment I said, it's so funny how karma works. Because that's why Tommie did, like, shit happens for a reason. Rollie was being this big bully hours before it was about to happen to her. It's just, karma is beautiful. It's beautiful. But they're going back and forth. And Natalie's sitting there. And I said, Natalie, what happened to this no sneak rule that you had at the beginning of the season? Like, it only applies to certain people, I guess. But Slim, she's sitting there asking for a shot. I'm like, you need to be asking for weapons. Like, come on. But Paula, she ends up saying that she feels bad for Slim because she seems like a sweet girl. Slim ends up going to pack her shit. Rollie's downstairs running that fat ass mouth of hers. And I said, that's why Tommie's about to get you. Summer got her dirty, filthy ass on that counter. Bare ass on that counter. I'm like, trash. You want to talk about when she said to Jayla, baddies don't need to have class. We see that's why you feel that way. Anybody, y'all sit on y'all's counters that you eat off of? No class, none. But Nunu, this is why Nunu won the episode for me. Nunu was the MVP of the episode. She told Slim, you should have never snuck her. And if you was wanting to fight her, you should have did it heads up. Like, that shit was whack. I said exactly. But Rollie ends up telling Summer that she needs to stay out of her, stay in her own business and stay out of other people's shit. You had no problem with her doing it the other episode. Like, why you want to say it now? Oh, because Nunu said it. That's why. But Summer sitting there talking about something. I didn't sneak her. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But Nunu ends up trying to get to the bottom of it, asking Rollie, like, do you even want to sit down and have a conversation with her? Rollie essentially says, I'm past that point. But Nunu ends up saying in her confessional, like, I remain neutral because I don't know the backstory. Big love. You don't speak on shit that you don't know nothing about. Which is why I don't like legs. Like, even though you watched the whole season and knew exactly why Jayla had an issue with Gretchen, you still brought your ass on the show acting like you had no idea why. And just decided to say, oh, she only did that because she was small. Like some people were saying in them comments, it only makes sense now because Lex she half black, which is that's the main reason why I don't like her is because you cooning. But the other part of her is Mexican, which we all know, Mexican, Puerto Rican, that's Hispanic. And then we find out her mother is Hispanic. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. It just does. It does. But Rollie, she's sitting there talking about how she had to serve that eviction notice, yada, yada, yada. Like I said, that's why Tommie about to get her. But Slim's over there packing her shit. This is where Jayla pissed me off. Natalie, she's saying Rollie's not going to stop. Essentially, like, it is what it is. Jayla ends up saying, well, I don't blame her because she paid her dues. Jayla, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, she has no right, just because she paid her dues, been on the show 5 seasons, that does not mean she has the right to come on here and do what she did. I said, Jayla, you sitting here backing this shit up. Karma. Jayla ends up saying everybody's experience is different on Baddies and this is just yours. I said, Jayla, your experience on Baddies has been horrible the last couple seasons. Like, you are supposed to be better than this. You are supposed to be the one to say, no, that shit is not okay. I feel bad for her. Jayla, even though you did nothing wrong, at least from what I understand right now, about what's about to happen later on, but like I said, karma is real. Jayla got knotted up at the end of the season. Word on the curb. Honestly, this is why you shouldn't be championing that shit. Like turning a blind eye and then you low key back and Rollie, who then turns on you later on. Like, dumb. Like, come on, Jayla, you click down with me on this one. Like, that's terrible, Jayla. Like, what? But Slim, she starts crying and I'm like, suck it up. Even if you are hurt by this, don't ever cry in front of these bitches that don't like you and think you're a joke. Like, be for real. I'm like, get up out of there. But Natalie's feeding her bullshit about Rollie changing for the better. I said, Natalie, shut up. Because Rollie changing for the better? Absolutely not. What? Because she got her gut sucked? That's the changing for the better? Them knees are still unknocked. Well, not unknocked. They still knocked. I'm over it. That's why I'm blanking. But Natalie, she ends up talking about how she gonna help her pack And they'll have her at the reunion, Slim sitting there crying, saying that she wish she could reconcile with her friends. They're not your friends. Like, go on. And Jayla sitting there saying nobody disrespected you outside of Rollie because we all fuck with you. You'll always be a baddie. I said, no, y'all don't. All of y'all disrespected. Well, I ain't gonna say all of, well, yeah, damn near all of y'all disrespected her. Damn near all of y'all. The only ones that didn't was Nunu, Paula, Jasmine, Ivory. That's it. That's it. Y'all playing in her face, and she's letting y'all do it, which is why it's like, I feel bad for her, but I can't feel bad for her. But Slim, they do her outro. Next week, Tommie, they literally only showed that scene, which I know we're probably only going to get that scene next week, which I'm okay with it because that means Tommie's about to run some shit. She getting in on Akbar. Rollie started trying to pipe up, running her mouth, talking that shit, saying that's why I'm going to beat your ass and put you on that ground. Tommie said, oh, really? Yeah, who's about to get on that ground? We know she went diving over there, knocking Jayla and Natalie over. Who's the one that ended up on the floor? Damn sure wasn't Tommie. But if y'all got this far and haven't already, please thumbs up the video. Give me y'all's thoughts down here in the comments. Subscribe if you're new here. We're on the road to 10K, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for the live with Movie Bay and Legend, probably around 9 o'clock, maybe 8:30. We'll see. Turn the post notifications on. I'll see y'all then. I'm watching this All-Star game right now.